What's up, guys? So today we're doing an interview with my guy Will. He joined the mentorship early January, so he's been in it for close to 2 months now, and we're going to share a little bit about his story, how the mentorship's helped him out, and so yeah, Will, thanks for coming on. Really appreciate that.
Of
So yeah,
course.
we can kind of start off a little bit with your background, kind of how you got into trading, what that
hmm
was like, and how your first few months went as a trader.
Yeah. So I'll say I got into trading. I think it was back in October of 2018, but I wasn't much of a trader back then. I just saw some things on the internet. I was fresh out of college, so really just thought I would take like a stab at it. Really spent the first few years just bouncing between alert rooms, membership, mentorship, stuff like that. So never really found much success in that. I think I started following Jordan about a year ago, just when it was a normal class that was offered, and then eventually I took the mentorship program once that was available. I really just saw this as a strategy and someone that I was really able to learn from. So it was up until recently that I really started to spend more time focusing on it and really trying to put things into practice.
Totally. And when you were first started trading, what were like maybe some of the common issues that you had? Like, did you blow up any accounts? Was it risk management? What was kind of going on there?
Yeah, I mean, the first 2 years, I probably blew up two different accounts for probably all about 10K total. So that was just like lack of a few things, lack of strategy, lack of risk management, not really knowing what I'm doing. So it was very much like gambling at the time. No sound strategy. Something would work one time, wouldn't work the other time. No real risk management. So once I lost a trade, I would try over trade at that point to make up for it, which would just end up losing more money. So
Totally. And
yeah.
yeah, having, that lack of strategy in there is very, very tough to make profits when you don't really have something put in place.
Mhm.
So now that you're 2 months into the mentorship, things have been going a lot better. Maybe you want to talk a little bit about kind of how your strategy works and how you approach the market, every single
Yeah.
day.
Yeah. So I mean, a lot of it's just been kind of planning things pre-market, and that's a lot of like what you've taught me sort of thing. There's not a trade for the day, don't really trade, but I really just spend the time looking at my main indices, whether that's SPY, the Dow, just to kind of get a general idea of where the market is. I try and do a lot of my pre-market research either the morning of or the night before, just to kind of see what setups there may be. And then I just try and trade those A plus setups, if you will. So trying to trade less, but just trying to trade more quality setups is really what I'm going for at this time.
Yeah, sticking to those A plus setups is definitely key.
hmm
100%. And so obviously like being able to control emotions is very, very important when it comes to trading. That's like
hmm
probably honestly the biggest reason that people end up blowing up. I know it was a big issue for me when I first started as well.
Yeah.
So is there anything maybe in the mentorship or just anything you've learned that kind of really helped you kind of control your emotions a lot better?
Yeah, I mean, more so just between learning from you and like people in the group, just learning to like walk away. Like just being able to say like, all right, there's no trade. I'm not trading today, even though it may be an hour into the day. So really just trying to, it's not so much about making money as it is preserving your money as well and what you've made. So I just think about all the money I've lost, and it's just like it would have been better to have not traded in certain instances and held on to that money waiting for that A plus setup to come. So on top of that, just more so the detachment from trading, I guess. So really not trying to be upset when you have a loss, but also not trying to be overzealous when you get a win, just so you can kind of stay like level headed with it. So being able to make 50 bucks and walk away, being able to make 100 bucks and just to sort of treat it the same. So really one of the things is being focusing more on the percentages as opposed to the dollar amount. That's really helped me mentally like check in because it's scalable at that point. So you may maybe made $20 on this trade, which doesn't seem like a lot, but if it's 10-15% on there, that's a pretty good win at the end of the day. So really that sort of mind shift has really helped me mentally not get exhausted in trading, I'll say.
Totally. Yeah, yeah, for sure. And one of the big things as well that I really struggled with when I was trading was a lack of confidence. And I'm sure
Mhm.
that's something that you might have struggled with back before. So why don't you kind of walk us through like what that was like trading, like not really have confidence in your setups to now it seems like you have a much better understanding of, I know that my setups work and I have a lot more
Mhm.
confidence in them.
Yeah, I mean, confidence is key in basically every aspect of life. So trading can't be treated any differently. But just like it's more so having the confident, just being confident more so in knowing what you know right now is the best move. Whether that's like cutting your stop loss like right where you need to, or I mean, just having the confidence to even enter a trade. So that's still something I'm building, and that's a lot of reason why I've been paper trading on the side, but it's something that you need to just like you need to go all in with. So it's really making a more sound strategy has really just helped build my confidence, being able to look at some setups and know if I need to trade it or not. So I'm really just getting a better understanding of the whole, yeah, just of how it all works. And that's really helped my confidence.
Awesome. Yeah, and let's dig into the strategy a little bit because I know you've been doing like supply demand for a little bit now and
Yep.
for quite some time. And there's obviously some other areas that I've introduced to you as well, like balance theory, and understanding, the auction, how all of that works.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to kind of dive in, maybe explain a little bit. Maybe let's just say if there's like the biggest thing, the top thing that's really kind of driven your strategy to really work instead of something that wasn't working for you previously.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, I've really been focusing just more on, I'll say, like the SPY recently, mainly going for more so like day trades, like getting in and out within like 5 to 10 minutes. With that, I've basically I'm starting just to watch SPY on on the smaller time frames, and I'm starting just to understand its movements a bit better, I'll say. So I'll be pretty simple with like my actual supply and demand strategies. I mean, just with the retraces, I want to see it continue with the trend, retrace back to its 50% at least, and then look at wherever if there's a supply and demand zone there, whether we're buying or selling. So I try and keep it simplified like as much as possible in that regard. So yeah, basically just going off of that right now is what I've been doing. I've introduced a little bit of the market balance theory, but that's still something I'm learning a bit more. So hopefully going to try and coincide those a bit better just so I can kind of hone that strategy a bit more.
Totally. And yes,
Mm-hmm.
since joining the mentorship, obviously you've been seeing a lot better results. And so I
Mm-hmm.
just want to ask, is there any like specific trades or maybe even like specific moments or like maybe it was like a Q&A call that really like hit the game for you, like really turned things around? Is there anything like specific that really kind of helped you out?
Yeah, I mean, I won't say there was like an exact specific like moment. It's basically just been all the work for the past like 8 weeks, and it's just like at random points of the day, like you'll be reading stuff and something will just like sort of click. So it's more so I can't really pinpoint an exact time, but just like the consistent working at it on a daily basis, whether I spend a couple hours on it or even 5 minutes, has just really helped me grow in that regard. So also just having the chat to have other people like asking questions that you don't even think about, like it's something you don't know if what you don't know, and then someone brings up these certain ideas and then it just helps you kind of grow that way as well.
Totally. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, obviously like a lot of the big goals that people have is, quitting their job, going full time with trading.
Mm-hmm.
So what are your kind of, longer term goals with trading? And,
Yeah.
how do you plan on really getting there?
Yeah, so I mean, when I started in 2018, it was getting the Lambo, getting the nice house, and it was trying to do it by the time I was 20. But now it's just like, it's the long game of it. So I understand like this is something, the stock market isn't going anywhere. So hopefully I can do this till the day I die. So it's something eventually I would like to supplement and take over from my normal day-to-day life. I think I've lost like not so much loss, but I've taken a step back and realized like I don't need to be like driving the nice cars, having the nice house. I just need to take care of my family and have the freedom to sort of, be able to go see your friends when you want, family, whatever it may be. It's just more so the freedom. So not so much about how much money I can make, but just what it'll allow me to do. And now that I've put in my mind that this doesn't need to happen tomorrow, but I'm still constantly working at it. And it's something that I can't ever shake the idea of trading. It's something that's always in my mind. So it's something I know I will do for a long time. But just more so that mind shift has helped me sort of I guess just have a newfound love for it where I know like this is something I want to do for a while to eventually either supplement my work or take over that position.
Totally. Yeah. Playing the long game is super important. And that's one of the
Mhm.
things that I love
Yeah.
telling people about. So I love that. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I don't want to, take up too much of your time,
Yeah.
but I'll just leave it off with this last question. If there's someone who's thinking of joining, maybe they're a little hesitant, is there anything that you would want to tell them to give them before they are thinking of joining?
Yeah, I mean, I'll say like when I first started following you, like probably a little over a year and a half ago, I would say, like I kind of saw it as every other mentorship or alert room, like sort of thing. But you and I really started engaging more on Twitter. And I know you had like a lot less followers at that time, but you gave me the time of day to really chat about things, answer questions. And that really just spoke to me in that regard. Like having an actual all these other mentorships that I had, you didn't know the person, you didn't actually chat with them on a daily basis. So having this smaller community where we're all bouncing ideas off each other, like you're a completely open book, like I would recommend this to anyone looking to get into it. It's also like you have the right mindset of it of not preaching like, hey, you don't tell anyone they're going to be a millionaire tomorrow, which is correct. Half of these gurus out there do. So it's just you've set up the right expectations for just what would make a successful trader. And from the beginning, I really like saw that, and that's just always resonated with me.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that. I appreciate that. And that's the exact message I'm trying to get out there.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, Will, thank you so much for coming on.
of
I
course.
really appreciate it. Yeah, if you guys are watching this and you are looking to be like Will, all you got to do is scroll down, hit that apply button, get you inside the Freedom team, and you can trade alongside us. But yeah, Will, thanks again. Thank you so much. I'll
Of
see
course,
you in
Jordan.
the chat as well. And have a good rest of your week, my man.
All right, you as well, Jordan. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.